Imagine this, you're lying next to the woman you love. The moment has arrived, but your body stays silent. Nothing happens. That sinking feeling creeps into your chest. Shame quietly rises, and then a small voice whispers in your mind, maybe I'll never get it back again. The truth is more than 70% of men over 60 struggle with erectile dysfunction. It's not rare at all. But sadly, most choose to suffer in silence. They convince themselves that they're broken, that their youth strength and manhood are long gone. That belief isn't just wrong, it's dangerous. It robs men of hope and steals away their confidence. My name is Dr. Alan Stone, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping thousands of men restore their performance, their intimacy, and the spark in their relationships. I've seen the hopeless look in the eyes of men who thought there was no way back. But I've also witnessed incredible transformations. Just weeks later, those same men returned with smiles on their faces, a spring in their step, and marriages that felt alive again. Here's the paradox: society has conditioned us to believe that the only answer comes in a tiny pill from the pharmacy. But those pills don't heal the root of the problem. They only mask it. And once the effect wears off, the fear and frustration come rushing back. What most men don't realize is that the real solution has always been within reach, hidden in the natural oils that have supported male vitality for thousands of years. Today, I'll reveal to you 9 powerful oils that can naturally reverse erectile dysfunction, restore healthy blood flow, balance hormones, and reignite lost sensitivity. And the 9th oil, well, that one is so powerful that many men have reported feeling like they had a completely new body in just 7 days. Stay with me, because this could be the turning point you've been waiting for. But before we dive in, I invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss important advice designed especially for men over 60. I'd also love to hear from you. If this message resonates, type 1 in the comments. If you'd like me to improve or explore other topics, type 0. Your feedback helps me create the kind of content that truly matters to you. Now that you understand what's really at stake, let's begin with the very first oil, the one most men overlook. Yet it holds the spark your body is desperately craving. It doesn't get any simpler, more natural, or more powerful than this. Let's talk about pumpkin seed oil, the hidden cornerstone of male vitality. I like to call it the spark plug of testosterone. Why? Because this humble oil, often overlooked, holds extraordinary benefits for men over 60 who want to reclaim their energy, strength, and passion. To me, pumpkin seed oil is nothing less than liquid gold for the aging male body. The reason is clear: it's packed with one of the most important minerals for men, zinc. And without enough zinc, testosterone levels plummet. It's like trying to start a car with no fuel. Your body simply won't run. I can't tell you how many men have walked into my office complaining of fatigue, low drive, and poor bedroom performance. Their lab results nearly always tell the same story as zinc deficiency. The truth is, testosterone can't just appear out of nowhere. Your body needs raw materials to produce it, and pumpkin seed oil provides those building blocks in a form your system can actually absorb and use. But here's the exciting part. Pumpkin seed oil is more than just a zinc powerhouse. It's also rich in natural compounds called phytosterols. These little heroes help blood flow more easily into the erectile tissue. And let's be honest, an erection is ultimately a question of circulation. If blood can't flow freely, the body lets you down right when you need it most. But when the vessels relax and open up, everything changes. Pumpkin seed oil works gradually but effectively, supporting better blood flow day by day. Many of my older patients tell me they notice a real difference within just a week: stronger morning firmness, renewed stamina, and an energy they thought was long gone. To me, it's nothing short of remarkable that something so simple, so natural, and so accessible can unlock such profound results. It's a powerful reminder that the body isn't broken, it simply needs the right kind of support. Pumpkin seed oil is that very first building block on the journey back to vitality. And if you think that sounds impressive, just wait. The next oil we'll explore has been called the cure for everything but death. When it comes to naturally restoring erections, its effects are nothing less than legendary. That brings us to number 2, black seed oil, often hailed as nature's Viagra, but without the dangerous side effects. This oil has carried an almost mythical reputation for centuries, and today modern science is finally catching up to what ancient cultures have always known. Now let's move on to black seed oil, a remedy so legendary that in ancient manuscripts it was praised as the cure for everything except death. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But after years of working with men struggling to reclaim their vitality, I can honestly say its impact on male sexual health is nothing short of extraordinary. So what makes black seed oil so unique? The answer lies in a compound called thymoquinone. This remarkable little molecule acts like a master switch for your blood vessels. It boosts the production of nitric oxide, the very messenger that signals your arteries to relax, open up, and allow blood to surge where it's needed most. Without enough nitric oxide, your body can't fully respond, no matter how strong the desire for intimacy may be. I'll never forget one of my patients, a man in his mid-60s, who came to me completely drained of hope. He had tried pills that left him with pounding headaches but no lasting results. Frustrated and discouraged, he was ready to give up. I introduced him to black seed oil and reminded him, be patient, give it a week or two. When he returned, his face told the story before his words did. He was smiling again. For the first time in years, he experienced spontaneous morning erections. His confidence was coming back, but even more important, his hope had returned. That, to me, is the real magic of black seed oil. Unlike synthetic drugs that force your body into submission, black seed oil works with your system, not against it. Its natural anti-inflammatory powers gently soothe the fragile blood vessels that have been damaged by decades of stress, poor diet, and aging. It clears the pathway, restoring healthy circulation so the body can respond the way it was designed to. And here's the best part, black seed oil is just the beginning of this journey. Because next we're stepping into an oil that doesn't just improve blood flow, it helps your body naturally rebuild testosterone levels, giving back the energy, strength, and vitality you thought were gone forever. That brings us to number 3, pomegranate seed oil, the ultimate hormone restorer. For centuries, the pomegranate has been revered as a fruit of life, passion, and renewal. And when you look closely at what its seed oil can do for men, you'll see why that symbolism couldn't be more fitting. Rich in a rare fatty acid called punitic acid, along with some of the most powerful antioxidants found in nature, this oil carries the secret to reviving your hormones at the deepest level. When it comes to circulation and blood vessel health, pomegranate seed oil is in a league of its own. The unique blend of punitic acid and potent antioxidants gives it the ability to protect, strengthen, and even repair the very arteries that fuel your erections. I often explain it to my patients with a simple analogy. Think of your blood vessels like garden hoses. Over time, hoses can stiffen, develop cracks, or lose their flexibility, making it harder for water to flow smoothly. The same thing happens inside your body. Pomegranate seed oil acts like a natural repair kit, patching up those tiny cracks, restoring elasticity, and ensuring that blood can surge freely again when you need it most. But here's where this oil truly shines its impact on testosterone. As men get older, testosterone quietly declines year after year, leaving you with lower drive, fading energy, and weaker performance, both in and out of the bedroom. What makes pomegranate seed oil remarkable is that it doesn't try to force your body, it encourages your natural pathways to produce more testosterone, reigniting what's already within you. I remember one gentleman in his early 70s who described himself as feeling half alive. His energy was low, his intimacy had nearly disappeared, and he felt disconnected from the man he used to be. After incorporating pomegranate seed oil into his daily routine, he came back weeks later with a new glow in his eyes. His words were unforgettable. I feel like a part of me has come back to life. His energy returned, his relationship with his wife blossomed again, and most importantly, his sense of manhood was restored. That is the real gift of pomegranate seed oil. It goes far beyond improving erections, it rebuilds vitality from the inside out, giving men not just physical strength, but also emotional renewal. And if that sounds impressive, just wait, because the next oil might surprise you. At first glance, many assume it belongs only in the realm of women's health. It's often marketed for female hormone support, and I understand why that assumption exists. But the truth is this oil holds one of the most overlooked secrets for male intimacy, especially when it comes to restoring sensitivity and pleasure. That brings us to number 4, evening primrose oil, a hidden ally for men who want to reconnect with true sensation and intimacy. Over the years, I've seen just how profoundly it can transform male sexual health in ways most never expected. evening primrose oil is one of the most underrated secrets for men's health. What makes it so valuable is its high concentration of gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, an essential fatty acid your body can't produce on its own. This compound is a lifeline for your nervous system, especially the nerves that line your penis, allowing you to fully feel touch, arousal, and pleasure. I'll never forget one patient, a 68-year-old gentleman who came to me with a heavy heart. He admitted that while he could still perform physically, the experience felt muted, almost dull, as if the spark of intimacy had slipped away. For him, sex had become more mechanical than emotional. When he began adding evening primrose oil to his daily regimen, the transformation wasn't instant, but it was undeniable. Over the course of a few weeks, he noticed that sensation started to return. He described it beautifully. It was like going from listening to a muffled radio to suddenly hearing rich, crystal-clear sound. As his sensitivity improved, so did his confidence, and even more importantly, he felt emotionally reconnected with his partner. That's the kind of shift evening primrose oil can bring. It doesn't just help the body function better, it deepens the quality of intimacy, turning moments back into experiences worth remembering. But that's not all. Evening primrose oil also plays an important role in hormone regulation, helping balance prostaglandins, natural compounds that influence arousal and erection quality. In simple terms, it helps your body fine-tune its sexual response so everything feels sharper, stronger, and far more satisfying. And as powerful as that is, the journey doesn't stop here. Because the next oil I want to share works on a completely different level, your mind. It sharpens focus, clears away distractions, and allows you to be fully present in the most intimate moments of your life. That brings us to number 5. Rosemary oil, the natural booster for mental clarity and performance. Many men believe erections are purely a physical event, but the truth is everything starts in the brain. Over the years, I've spoken with countless men who confess that their biggest obstacle wasn't their body, it was their thoughts. Stress from work, anxiety about performance, and the endless noise of daily life can sabotage intimacy before it even begins. Rosemary oil helps cut through that noise, sharpening both the mind and the moment. That's what makes rosemary oil so extraordinary. Most people know it for its refreshing aroma in the kitchen, but few realize it holds compounds that directly improve circulation to the brain, sharpening focus and clearing mental fog. And here's the truth: when the mind is calm, alert, and centered, a man can finally be present with his partner instead of trapped in a whirlwind of worry. I'll never forget a man in his early 60s who confided in me that he felt like a spectator in his own bedroom. His body could perform, but mentally he was distant, detached from the moment. I encouraged him to use rosemary oil not only as a supplement, but also as a daily ritual, massaging a few drops into his temples each morning. Weeks later, he came back with words I'll never forget. "Doctor, it wasn't just my erections that improved, it was my confidence." His wife noticed the change too. She told him he seemed more attentive, more focused, and more connected than he had in years. Their intimacy, which they thought had been fading, began to bloom again, like spring after a long winter. And rosemary oil has another hidden gift. It helps regulate DHT, a byproduct of testosterone. Too much DHT can numb sensitivity and interfere with the performance. Rosemary oil helps strike that delicate balance, keeping a man's masculinity intact while preserving his sexual vitality. But here's where it gets even more exciting. If rosemary oil empowers the mind, imagine combining that with an oil that soothes the entire body, an oil that melts away inflammation, calms stress at its root, and restores balance to both body and soul. That's exactly what comes next. For thousands of years, this oil has been treasured, burned in sacred temples, and used in rituals of healing and renewal. Modern science now validates what ancient healers already knew. This oil has the power to fight inflammation and dissolve stress, two of the most destructive forces standing in the way of male sexual health. Number 6, frankincense oil, the stress breaker. For centuries, it has been considered sacred, not only for the spirit, but also for the body. Today, we know that it quiets inflammation and eases the burden of stress, two hidden enemies that quietly drain a man's strength, erode testosterone, and sabotage blood flow. I often remind my patients that stress is not just in your head, it's a chemical reality. Every surge of anxiety floods your body with cortisol, and cortisol acts like a thief, stealing testosterone and choking circulation. Over time, this invisible cycle chips away at erections, leaving men frustrated, drained, and defeated. Frankincense oil has the unique ability to break the destructive cycle of stress and inflammation. Inside this sacred oil are compounds called boswellic acids, which act like firefighters extinguishing the flames of chronic inflammation that slowly damage nerves, weaken blood vessels, and even place strain on the prostate. At the same time, its soothing aroma works directly on the nervous system, lowering cortisol levels and guiding the body back into a state where intimacy can flourish again. One of my patients, a man in his 70s, once confided that he had nearly surrendered any hope of enjoying intimacy. His body was still capable, but his mind was locked in constant tension, never allowing him to relax. I encouraged him to diffuse frankincense each night before bed. Within weeks, he began sleeping more deeply, his anxiety eased, and to his amazement, natural morning erections returned. The relief and joy in his voice when he told me this story was unforgettable, like a man who had finally set down a heavy burden he had carried for years. This is the deeper lesson of frankincense. Confidence in the bedroom isn't only about blood flow, it's also about peace of mind. When stress loosens its grip, when the nervous system finally calms, the body responds the way it was designed to. And yet, as profound as these benefits are, our journey doesn't end here. The next oil goes even further. It doesn't just support testosterone, it actually enhances the way your body uses it. By improving how your testosterone receptors function, it unlocks sensitivity and strength that many men thought was lost forever. That brings us to number 7, sandalwood oil, amplifying testosterone's power. There's something timeless and almost spiritual about sandalwood. Its warm, grounding fragrance has been treasured in rituals for thousands of years, symbolizing vitality, focus, and inner confidence. But beyond its aroma, sandalwood holds a powerful secret for men facing erectile dysfunction. Deep inside the body, sandalwood oil influences how your cells respond to testosterone. Here's the thing, even if your testosterone levels look normal on a blood test, it won't make much difference if your body can't use that hormone effectively. I often explain it like this: testosterone is the key, but your cells are the locks. If those locks are rusty or jammed, the key can't open the door. Sandalwood helps polish and restore those locks, allowing testosterone to work at its full potential. Think of sandalwood oil as a master craftsman polishing and restoring those cellular locks so the testosterone you already have can finally do its job at full strength. I once worked with a gentleman in his late 60s who had spent years chasing numbers, supplements, injections, anything to boost his testosterone on paper. And yes, his lab results improved, but his reality told a different story. His energy was still low, his desire flat, and his performance disappointing. When we introduced sandalwood oil into his daily routine, he didn't expect much. Yet only a few weeks later, he came back wide-eyed with amazement. "Doctor," he said, "it's like my body finally started listening to my testosterone." His energy soared, his erections strengthened, and his confidence returned. It wasn't about flooding his system with more hormones, it was about teaching his body how to use what was already there. And there's another gift sandalwood brings: it heightens nerve sensitivity in the most intimate areas. One of the unspoken frustrations many men face as they age is a creeping dullness where sensations fade and intimacy doesn't feel as sharp or vivid as it once did. Sandalwood helps bring those sensations roaring back. Many of my patients describe it as turning the volume up after years of silence. It's no wonder this oil has earned the nickname liquid confidence. But as powerful as sandalwood is, the next oil may surprise you even more. It comes from an exotic flower often thought of as delicate, used in perfumes for its sweet floral fragrance. Yet beneath that gentle scent lies a remarkable strength for men over 60. Number 8, ylang-ylang oil, balancing excitement and calm. One of the biggest challenges men describe to me isn't just physical, it's psychological. They either feel too anxious, too wound up to perform, or on the other hand, too relaxed, unable to respond when the moment arrives. Ylang-ylang oil holds a rare ability to bring balance to both extremes. It gently stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, sparking desire, enhancing blood flow, and reigniting arousal. At the very same time, it calms the parasympathetic system, melting away performance anxiety, easing mental tension, and creating a natural state of readiness. The result? Desire that feels alive, but without the weight of fear or worry. It's like striking the perfect chord, balancing excitement with control. I recall one of my patients, a retired teacher in his 70s, who told me he felt trapped inside his own nerves. He adored his wife, but the pressure of intimacy left him anxious, and the more he worried, the harder it became to perform. The cycle was crushing his confidence. We introduced ylang-ylang oil into his nightly routine, sometimes diffused softly in the bedroom, other times used sparingly as a natural cologne. Over time, something remarkable happened. His body was eager, but his mind remained calm. He explained it beautifully. "I finally feel ready without feeling rushed." That shift alone was enough to restore his confidence, and once the fear disappeared, his body followed naturally. Ylang-ylang also supports the adrenal glands, which are often overworked by years of stress and aging. By restoring balance, their energy can be redirected back to where it belongs, sexual health. And like several other oils we've discussed, ylang-ylang naturally boosts nitric oxide production, improving blood flow without the harsh side effects of synthetic medication. This is why I often call it the oil of harmony, because it reconnects mind and body, quieting fear while fueling desire. And yet, as powerful as that sounds, there is one final oil that stands above the rest. An oil so potent, so transformative, that men often tell me they feel as though they've turned back the clock in as little as 7 days. Number 9, pine needle oil, the 7-day game changer. At first glance, it may seem ordinary, drawn from the needles of trees you've probably walked past countless times. But hidden within those needles are compounds called alpha-pinene and beta-pinene, natural molecules that supercharge the way your body uses oxygen. Imagine your cells switching from regular fuel to premium, high-octane energy. Suddenly, stamina rises, endurance improves, and every organ, especially those tied to intimacy, begins performing at a higher level. What truly astonishes me, though, is pine needle oil's immediate impact on circulation. It is one of nature's most powerful vasodilators, opening blood vessels wide and flooding the body with warm, healthy blood flow within minutes. Many men describe feeling a tingling warmth and heightened sensitivity almost instantly, like the body waking up from a long sleep. But the benefits don't stop there. Pine needle oil also helps your body use testosterone more effectively while reducing inflammation in the prostate and other sexual organs. Together, these effects create a transformation so profound that I've seen men in their 60s and 70s regain not only their erections, but also their vitality, their confidence, and their zest for life. And that's the message I want to leave you with. Your best years are not behind you. With the right support, with the gifts nature has provided, you can restore strength, passion, intimacy, and joy at any age.